Hello friends, this is BB and welcome back to my channel. We are here with a chess game from the finals of the Pogchamps. Pogchamps, as we might also know, are Twitch streamers playing chess. So this is an initiative from chess.com that has put together all the chess streamers in a tournament. It is called Pogchamps. And now I'm gonna show you the final game of this tournament, and it's between VoyBoy and the mighty Hutch. So before showing you this game, I'm gonna show you real quick the bracket of this tournament. So here we have the bracket. VoyBoy for reaching the final. He beat first Yasuo, and then he beat Bxf6 on the semi-final, and now he is on the final against the Hutch. And also Hutch, for reaching the finals, beat first Nate on the quarterfinal, and then he beat NYM on the semi-final. And now he's gonna play against VoyBoy on the championship bracket. And this is the first game of the final that I'm gonna show to you. So as you see, you need to win 2 games in able to win the entire match. So it's also, you might see here, it's also constellation bracket. It's in the final, Moist Critical and Ludwig. So after this is set, and you can also see the bracket, how the players reached here. We're gonna continue with this game. I'm gonna drive straight you into it because it's such a instructive game, and also for the beginners, they are a lot they can learn. So VoyBoy with the white pieces opens with e4, c5 from Hutch. So we have the Sicilian defense on the board, and now knight f3 from VoyBoy, and knight c6 from Hutch, and VoyBoy goes bishop b5. He goes for the Nyezhmetdinov-Rossolimo attack, and now a6, attacking that bishop. And now VoyBoy might retreat with the bishop, but he decides to capture the knight on c6. So bishop captures on c6, and now b captures on c6, recapturing the bishop, of course. And now d4. VoyBoy strikes in the center. e6 from Hutch, preparing to develop this dark square bishop here, and also develop this knight here. The thing that we should do in the openings to develop the pieces. And now VoyBoy goes bishop g5. He attacks the queen, and now bishop e7, developing the bishop while protecting that queen, and also offers a bishop trade. But VoyBoy goes first bishop f4, goes back with the bishop, he declines the trade, and now d5 from Hutch. And now VoyBoy has a chance to capture here on the center, but he decides to not go for it, but rather he goes e5. He pushes the pawn, and this might be a slightly inaccuracy from him. The best move was to capture that pawn. And now Hutch goes immediately, pawn captures on d4. He wins a pawn, and now queen captures on d4, winning that pawn back. And now c5, attacking the queen. Queen goes back to d2, and now queen b6 from Hutch. So as you see, Hutch has a lot of activity here. He has developed the queen, a bishop, the knight. It's a little bit awkward, but still he has a better position for the moment. And now VoyBoy goes bishop to d8, and now VoyBoy goes b3 first, and then Hutch goes bishop to d8. And now VoyBoy decides to castle. Knight e7 from Hutch. He prepares to castle also. Rook d1, putting this rook and queen in this line here. So in case the file opens up, then this might be very dangerous, this battery here along the D file. Hutch goes castle here, and now H4 from VoyBoy. He expands on the king side. And now knight F5 from Hutch, putting the knight in a much more active square. And now bishop G5 from VoyBoy, offering a bishop trade here, and H6, attacking the bishop. But VoyBoy didn't move the bishop in this position, but rather he goes G4, attacking the knight here. And now he says, if you capture my bishop, I will capture your knight, and so this works well for me. And VoyBoy goes F6 here. He attacks bishop with the 2 pawns, as we see here. And now we have pawn captures on F6, recapturing the pawn from VoyBoy, and now bishop captures on F6. So Hutch goes for the pawn. He didn't want to win the bishop here, and this is a kind of a mistake, because the best move was to capture this bishop here. And now bishop captures on F6, capturing that bishop, and now rook captures on F6, and now VoyBoy wins a pawn with G captures on F5. We wins a knight. So if we count the pieces here, VoyBoy, after this trade, those trades happens, VoyBoy has 5 pieces, and Hutch has only 4 pieces. So the VoyBoy, it's a piece up, but after rook captures on F5, the move that Hutch played next, if we count the pawns, we have 1 pawn up from black, and also those 3 central pawns here doing a very nice job controlling a lot of center. So we can say that Hutch have definitely compensation for the piece. And now queen D3 from VoyBoy. He's a piece up, so he's gonna try to win this game, because it's the first game. So if you start well, then the chances to win the entire match are much higher. And now bishop B7 from Hutch, developing that bishop, and also preparing to put this rook into the game along the 8th rank. And now knight B to D2 from VoyBoy, connecting those knights here, nicely connecting. And now rook A to F8 from Hutch, doubling up on the F file. And now king F1. And king F1 is such a terrible move from VoyBoy, because this gives black a lot of activity, and this might be a losing move, because as you see here, this knight here is protected only with this knight, and also it's attacked by 2 rooks, and if this pawn might be pushed here, it's gonna be attacking also by this bishop here. So this king was a mistake, and Hutch goes D4. He opens up that attacking the knight here with the bishop, and of course you cannot move the knight, because if you move the knight, then just the rook captures on F2 would be very terrible and very unfortunate for VoyBoy. So he goes king E2, but this simply loses a piece. So Hutch can just win a knight here with bishop captures, but for some reason he didn't go for this. He didn't find that correct continuation, but he goes queen c6. He prepares to capture that knight next, but now we have a rook f1 from VoyBoy. And this still is a mistake from him, because he should have gone rook to g1 instead of rook to f1, because if then he would have some counterplay here along the g file. But with rook to f1, he now gives the opportunity to Hutch to just captures on f3 with the rook. And now queen g6. He goes now for the counterplay, and as you see, if the rook would have been here on g1 in the previous move, then we would have just have a mating attack here along that g file. But okay, we have now rook 3 to f6, attacking the queen. Queen goes back to g3, and now we have queen to d5 from Hutch. VoyBoy goes c4, attacking that queen and pushing that pawn forward. And now we have d captures on c3, threatening to capture this knight on d2 with a queen. And now queen captures on c3. The VoyBoy wins back that pawn. And now queen g2 from Hutch. We have queen captures on c5. VoyBoy goes for the pawn grab, so he wins another pawn. And now it's 4 pawns each, and also equal material on the board. But those 2 rooks here on the f file are very strong. So we have first queen captures on g4 with queen to g4 with check. It's f3 blocking, and now bishop captures on f3 with check. King goes to d3, and now we have a rook to d8 with check. King c3, and now rook f to f8. Goes back with the rook, and now we have a rook captures on f3, winning that bishop, but now we have a rook captures on f3 with check. Knight captures on f3, winning the rook, but now queen captures on f3 with check. And we see here that after all those trades, it's a queen and the rook against a queen and the rook. But this rook here it's very, very undeveloped, so the black is much better in this position. And now we have king b2 from VoyBoy, and now we have queen e2 with check. And now king goes to a3, and now the Hutch has a winning move, so you can have a moment if you want and try to find this winning move from black. So he should have just go in this position, rook to d2. And this is black has nothing to do in this if he goes a rook here, because the next move, for example, if you just give a check here and after king goes to h2, you can move the queen here, but then just queen capture would be very unfortunate. Queen captures on e6. But Hutch didn't find it, and he goes queen to b5. He offers a queen trade, and now VoyBoy can trade queens here and goes in this eagle endgame. But he with the move that he did next, he went queen to e3, and this is completely blunders the game, because he could have just trade queens there and just secure a draw, but he declines for no reason, and he goes queen e3, and now Hutch has again a much better position here, and he goes e5, pushing that pawn forward because it was attacked, and now king b2. Queen d5 from Hutch, queen b6 from VoyBoy, and now queen d4 check. And now it's a check here, and also it's attacking the queen, so VoyBoy must capture the queen, but he doesn't. He goes king a3, and this is completely blunders a full queen, and Hutch goes for it. He goes queen captures on b6. So he's a completely queen up, and now the game is lost, so VoyBoy goes to rook e1, and after queen c5 with check, it was in this position that VoyBoy resigns the game, because there is nothing to be done anymore. The game is lost. The Hutch is a queen up, and so he was able to and managed to win this first game. So it was, as I said in the beginning, it's such an instructive game also for beginners, because it has a lot of blunders, because as we know, the Twitch streamers are new to chess, and also they are not affirmative players, so they do mistakes and they do blunders, but still this is such a good way of promoting chess, and we are all here to be the ambassadors of chess in the world. I hope you enjoyed this game. This is the first game of this final. We're gonna have 2 more games, because I'm just spoiling that VoyBoy bounced back in the second one and goes 1-1. It was such a short game with only 14 moves. Hutch blunders terribly the game, and VoyBoy was able to win it. So the tie is 1-1, and also the final match is played, but I'm not gonna say the final result, because I'm gonna show you one more game from these Pogchamps. I hope you enjoyed, guys, and I will see you soon with the final game of Pogchamps between VoyBoy again and Hutch. Thank you all for watching, and if you'd like my content, my videos, feel free to subscribe the channel and watch my previous videos. Thank you all, and blessings.